Welcome to the INFOWARS Nightly News. I'm your host, Jakari Jackson. It is January 14th, 2015. Let's get straight into our news tonight. Last year, ISIS gave us a map detailing their plans for essentially world domination. And they're far from that, but they do continue with their attacks. And now we have this ISIS sympathizer arrested for allegedly plotting U.S. Capitol attack.
All right, some news out of Ohio. Fox News confirming the Department of Justice arresting an ISIS sympathizer in Ohio, charging the man with plotting a jihad attack on the U.S. Capitol in Washington.
And the article reads, Christopher Lee Cornell, age 20, of Green Township, considered members of Congress to be his enemies. So we'll bring you more as this story develops. But this isn't the only place where we see threats. In Portland, we have a Portland teen. He's accused of threatening to blow up a deli in the name of Allah. A 19-year-old is accused of threatening workers repeatedly at a Northeast Portland deli when he wasn't able to buy cigarettes and said he would blow up the store in the name of Allah, court reports say. Abdallah Mohammed is accused of making disparaging remarks about Jews in Israel in July, according to an arrest warrant affidavit. So let's be very clear. Yes, we do talk about these stories because we do take terror threats seriously, but it's not to say that these people represent all Muslims. Like I said, these may be guys who are out there threatening to blow up grocery stores or attacking the Capitol, but that doesn't mean that all Muslims are like this. There are plenty of Muslims that went to work today, they went to school today, and pose no threat to society. Now let's move on to this. U.S. and France target Boko Haram and focus on Africa's strategic minerals after Boko Haram reportedly killed hundreds of people in a remote Nigerian town of Baga and detonated a bomb. The Telegraph estimated the terror group now controls approximately 20,000 miles of territory in an area the size of Belgium. The British newspaper characterizes the group as the African version of the Islamic State, a caliphate that has supposedly achieved mastery over 11 local government areas with a total population exceeding 1.7 million people. Omitted from the discussion and from the established media reports on Boko Haram is the fact the terror group, not unlike the Islamic State in Syria and Iraq, and according to the BBC, now in Afghanistan, is supported and funded by Saudi Arabia and has also received assistance from Libyan mercenaries linked to al-Qaeda, the same al-Qaeda that we fund and train and we drop air grenades to them and all that good stuff. So this is the thing that's going on not just in our country, but all around our world, because you understand, as the troops do, and we're going to talk about that in just 1 second, that we don't want to fund al-Qaeda and we definitely don't want to fight them. Because what happens is we fund them on Monday and then we fight them on Friday. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't go out there and fight the terrorists. I'm not saying that one bit. But why are we fighting the terrorists that we fund? So you can see this full article on INFOWARS.com by Kurt Nemo. And talking about this is the things I just spoke of. Now everybody's upset. The military is being asked, what do you think about President Obama, really? And they said all too much that we definitely disapprove of the actions of our commander-in-chief. This is from the Military Times. It says, do you approve or disapprove of the way this president is handling his job as commander-in-chief? And the graph on Military Times shows you definitely that they do not support the actions of President Obama. And, you know, why is this? You know, everybody wants to talk about this. Why don't people support President Obama? They always try to make it some type of racial issue. And, you know, when we talk about Obama, there's things Bush did that I don't like. There's things Clinton did that I don't like. And talking about Bush, you know, you send guys over there to Iraq, you know, Afghanistan, you have 1 million plus dead Iraqis, many of them non-combatants, people caught in the crossfire. Then you talk about what the Democrats do. You have bombing campaigns in Syria. You have bombing campaigns in Pakistan. Many innocent people are caught up in these attacks. The Pakistan Interior Minister said 80% of the people targeted or killed by the drone attacks were non-combatants. And you may say, well, they conflate their numbers. Well, I'm pretty sure the U.S. downplays their numbers. So maybe it's not 80, but it's not the 10% or whatever President Obama wants you to believe. But it's not just that. Let's talk about the troops out there doing torture. We see Staff Sergeant Joe Biggs. He came back from combat. He said, yeah, I delivered people over there to be tortured. And, you know, the Democrats made fun of the Republicans and talked bad about them, about these issues, but then the Democrats, they do the same thing. Dianne Feinstein was recently out there saying, you know, we should stop all this torture. Like, yeah, you should. You should also shut down Guantanamo Bay like you said you were going to a long time ago. And another reason why the military doesn't like President Obama, when it comes down to the money. You guys remember the sequester, when they said we have to shut down this, we have to shut down that, we have to stop White House tours. They even threatened not to pay the military. But don't worry, they still had enough money, the president and his family, to go on a very lavish vacation soon after that. So you can find that full report on the Military Times. And we'll move on to the next article. FBI says John Boehner's Westchester bartender planned to poison him. Sorry, I actually laughed there. Michael Robert Hoyt, age 44, was indicted January 7th on charges of threatening to murder the congressman in a plot police said included poisoning his drink at a country club. And he went on to say, Mr. Hoyt, that he thought Boehner was the devil. Well, I mean, I'm not going to go as far as call the man the devil. He's not one of my favorite characters up there in Washington, Capitol Hill, wherever he may be. But I don't think you go out and poison the guy. You vote him out of office, because I know a lot of the Republicans were celebrating, after the midterm elections, we got more seats here, we got more seats there. They really haven't done too much different. And, Republicans, Democrats, they may differ on things like abortion or gun issues, things such as that. But when it comes down to the brass tacks, you talk about wars, you talk about torture, you talk about economic crisis. These guys really don't do too much different. Obama's like, we all hated the bank bailouts. I'm like, why are you bailing them out? And that's just one issue with the very unpopular John Boehner. And we'll end tonight with this before we go on to more special reports. Lawmakers reintroduced CISPA cybersecurity bill. The Cyber Intelligence Sharing and Protection Act, which encourages internet companies to share your private data with the government under the guise of cybersecurity, was reintroduced by Congress Rep. Dutch Ruppelsberger of Maryland. A leaked draft of the bill, which isn't publicly available yet on congress.gov, is practically a carbon copy of its 2013 incarnation and is exactly what President Obama wants in a proposal he made Tuesday. But why would companies want to do this? Because under CISPA, they'll have legal immunity, both civil and criminal, for sharing your data. So there's no incentive for them to strip any of your personal details they send to the government. So yeah, why not? We saw Twitter, was it last year, year before, they got in a big fight because they didn't want to release their tweets. And now you see companies, under the guise of CISPA, which they're always going to repackage and send back out there. And this is the thing, we've been talking about CISPA, SOPA, all these bills for a while now, for several years now. And they keep getting repackaged and resent out there until they eventually find something that fits. So every time we knock them down, if we knock them down again this time, don't be convinced that it's over. It's always a fight. The quote, the price of freedom is eternal vigilance, and that's what you have to be. You have to be eternally vigilant. And that's why we're here on the INFOWARS Nightly News. And coming up after this break, we'll be talking about the vigilance of Joe Biggs. He was watching the video of the young man executing 2 Russian spies. We'll talk about that. And also, Darren McBreen has a special report, the history of the CIA. Stay tuned.
Every year we make resolutions to lose weight and get in shape. And the truth is, it's hard, even with diet and exercise, because of toxic food in our environment that is stressing our bodies more than ever before. Working with experts in nutrition and biochemistry, I found that super high-quality nutraceuticals, in addition to my diet and exercise, were the answers that synergistically worked. I could see the drastic changes every day with the amount of weight I've lost, my increased stamina, and more of a twinkle in my eye. That's why we are now so excited to launch the INFOWARS Life Resolution Pack, combining 3 essential formulations: oxygen-based cleanser Oxy Powder, the Secret 12 bioavailable vitamin B12, and your choice of super female or super male vitality. Now all available at a discounted price to you and your family to bring in the new year and make 2015 a true success. That's InfoWarsLife.com or 888-253-3139. 2015 is the year to do it, and it all starts at InfoWarsLife.com.
City of Austin tap water versus filtered City of Austin tap water.
I can taste dirt in it.
God knows what's in this.
This has an aftertaste.
Tastes like Austin water? Yeah, it does. Ugh.
These people just sampled City of Austin tap water straight from the faucet. Next, we had them try a sample of tap water filtered through the ProPure G2.0 filtration system.
High quality H2O.
That one is better.
Tastes like nothing.
Yep, I know what good water tastes like. It's good water.
Most tap water contains added substances like fluoride, chlorine, Monsanto's deadly pesticide, glyphosate, and many others. Studies prove that these substances are linked to an assortment of major health issues, including tooth decay, lowered IQ, and even cancer.
It tastes like you're drinking out of the lake when you're drinking tap water.
Yeah, it has that processed flavor to it.
The ProPure G2.0 filtration system removes these deadly substances and many more, leaving only fresh-tasting, deliciously clean water.
Okay, this is very tasty.
It's good water.
Refreshing.
It's good.
Go to InfoWarsStore.com today. Use promo code WATER and save 10% off your ProPure purchase. Again, that's InfoWarsStore.com or call 1-888-253-3139.
And welcome back. In this segment, we're going to talk about something very serious. We see all types of propaganda here in the States trying to get children to do this or that, but now we see propaganda abroad trying to bring children into the ranks of ISIS. And to discuss this, we have Joe Biggs, InfoWars.com.
Well, they've stooped to a whole new level of lowness. You know, you've got these grown men who kind of understand what they're doing. They're radicalized, they're out of their mind. They're going around chopping people's heads off. And now they come out with this new propaganda video where they get this young child executioner to go up to these 2 Russian spies that they've captured and basically pull out a handgun and execute them right in the back of the head. So the best way to talk about this further, let's go ahead and check out the video, and then we'll talk about that.
Всевышнего Аллаха, они находятся в руках львов халифата. И обращаемся к каждому, кто вздумал шпионить за муджахидами и мусульманами. Мы не почувствуем ни пощады, ни жалости к ним.
Честь.
So, Joe, what exactly did we see there?
Well, one of the interesting things is, before just ignore the video you just saw, what you have to focus on is the people who made the video, Al Hayat. They are the ISIS propaganda media group, so to say. They're the ones who put out the video that we saw a few months back, Flames of War,
right,
where it shows the ISIS jihadists, you know, setting up these ambushes on soldiers, blowing up stuff. Big propaganda video to get a lot of the younger impressionable minds to get amped up to want to join the jihad. Now, this is another tool that they're using. They're trying to promote now, or recruit, I should say, younger children to grow up to be radicalized at a younger age and to help carry out these attacks, because what they're saying is this is going to be a long fought out war.
So
that's
they need more soldiers.
They need more soldiers, and they want to get them young while they can. But one of the interesting things about this is how you see that child's hand, very steady. It's not shaking at all. A young kid like that, having a gun, getting ready to go up and kill someone. I think at that age, however young he is, would be scared out of his mind to get ready to be on camera and execute 2 people. Wouldn't that kind of blow you away as well?
Oh, yeah, even as an adult.
Yeah, I mean, even as an adult, yeah, for most people. But there's a few interesting aspects of the video. You see the shot. It's not a normal recoil on the gun as well that I noticed. Also, when you see the shots, you don't see any kind of exit, anything like that, because he's pretty close range, right about the back of the neck. So you don't see anything coming out of the people as well. You just kind of see them fall over in unison as they get shot. So that's one of the things I think about when I look at that as someone who's been there. Now, I'm not saying that children aren't capable of doing something like that. In my experiences in Iraq, I've actually seen in ambushes, children come out with grenades, with guns, AK-47s, and be a part of an ambush, actually throw the grenade at the convoy or pick up an AK-47 like their older brothers around them and fire back at soldiers. So I'm not saying it's too far-fetched for something like that to happen,
right,
but the way this video looked, and then knowing that it's coming from Al Hayat, the ISIS propaganda team, it makes me a little hard to believe that this is an actual recording of a live execution.
Yeah, and we talk about the children, and we may not think these children are exactly who we think they are. But you have another story talking about you may find out somebody isn't who you think they are, maybe after several years of a relationship.
Yeah, there was an interesting story on ESPN.com. NASCAR driver Kurt Busch, he is in court right now with his ex-girlfriend over a domestic violence dispute. But new revelations have popped up, and he is claiming that his ex-girlfriend is in fact a trained government assassin. Let's take a look at that video. Now, have you ever dated someone and felt like you actually knew that person, and then months, maybe years later, found out you really didn't know who that person was? Well, this story is almost